Dagen, and welcome to Coffee with Baseload. Today I have Hermann with me from Baseload Power Iceland. And you and Baseload go way back. I mean, you were here from the start. So it's great to have you on the show. And can you tell us how it all started?
Yeah. Well, góðan daginn, Veronica. Well, great to be here. Yeah, I think our history sort of dates back to 2017, when myself and a couple of my colleagues had this great idea, I believe, and still believe, to deploy small scale modular geothermal units in Iceland. And we had spotted an opportunity to do exactly that in a place called Flúðir in Iceland. So the only drawback that we had is that we did not have the financial means to
money.
Money. Yeah, and as we all know, it's you need capital to start up geothermal projects. So, and we made some calls and made some inquiries and came upon our good friend whom we both know, Alexander Helling.
Yes.
So and from there it simply took off. We secured the funding from Baseload.
Yeah.
So I believe that the Flúðir project was probably the first project that they invested in.
And here I have to stop you because I think that is so interesting that you actually met the CEO and then founder of Baseload Capital, one of the co-founders of Baseload Capital, when it started. And if we just pause there and think a bit about Alex, I mean, you've known him now since 2017. Did he already then have that energy and positive attitude that he has today, or was it a bit different back then, would you say?
Well, I think if anything, it has probably grown. It's probably expanded.
Okay.
So he's enormously entertaining, but also very, very strategic. I think he's always been quite strategic in his thinking and his actions. And I think but all that energy, certainly, I think it helped us immensely.
Yeah.
Because I think we needed a lot of drive to push the project forward, and I think that was probably instrumental in finishing the Flúðir project within the scope of 1 year. So we effectively
that is amazing.
Yep. We started the project sort of so we effectively sorted out the financial aspects in 2017.
Yeah.
We started the project in early 2018.
Yeah.
And within 12 months we were online.
And I mean, if looking at it back then, because I got involved I started working with the project back in 2018, 2019, and back then I was new to geothermal, so I didn't understand how fast Flúðir project really was. But now, looking at it, it was incredibly fast. So why do you think it went so smoothly?
Well, I think probably a number of factors. I think as with many projects, in geothermal, sort of access to capital and having a strategic backer such as Baseload was actually quite important because it was not an easy ride. I think there were various events as happens in projects, that you encounter. So you need to take a step back and figure out sort of where you're going. And I think having Baseload and Alex as members or sort of part of the team or part of the backers was very important. So that I think that's one. I think we were also gifted in the sense that Iceland is a geothermal hub in many ways. There's a lot of knowledge that you can rely on in terms of engineering and design and commercial aspects.
Exactly.
So I think we were quite lucky to have as members of the team that knew geothermal and had worked on on geothermal facilities.
Yeah.
So I think so having a good backer and having a good team. I think those are two keys.
Yeah.
In the,
Now I'm eager to see if your third is what I would put as third. Do you have a number 3?
There's good things come in threes. So
then can I propose number 3?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the local community, the Kopsvatten and Florø community, really wanting this.
Yep, true.
Did speed up the project a lot. Maybe you can tell them a bit about share that.
Absolutely. So we are working, as you correctly mentioned, we're working with the municipality and the local district heating network.
Yeah.
So and I believe that the well that we are utilizing was drilled back in 2008.
Yeah.
And it had effectively been sitting there idle simply because it was too hot. The temperature is too warm for the use of space heating. So it had effectively been sitting there idle for 10 years before we came along. So and I believe that they always had aspirations to utilize it.
Yeah.
So for us to come along was, I think, very sort of fortuitous for both parties.
Yeah.
Obviously, for us to utilize it to produce electricity, but also for the local community to see something come out of the well and the investment that they had made 10 years earlier.
Yeah.
And I agree. We've been quite lucky with partners in that regard.
Yeah. And I'm thinking because I think that is what it's all about now, is how do you really speed up the energy transition? How do you deploy geothermal power plants faster? So taking the experience from the first project, the Florø project, would you say that is kind of the recipe on how to move things faster, those 3 elements? Or have you come across other things you think are more important to, because now you have more learnings on what it takes to roll out geothermal power plants?
Yeah, we are. Baseload Power Iceland is working on a number of projects. The Florø project obviously had the good fortune of utilizing a well that was already in place.
Yes.
And we have been doing so with other projects. I think the key for us now is take it a step further and do the drilling ourselves.
Yes.
And so then you have a fourth element, which is doing research and understanding the resources, the resource, and the surroundings and the geology.
Exactly.
So I think that's a very very important piece in the puzzle as well.
Yeah.
Sort of comes in as an addition.
Yeah.
So and for us then the importance of finding good areas is the next step.
Yeah.
So in order to speed up the deployment and build bigger facilities, if need be.
Yeah, that's and then if look now at having, as you said, the importance of having a strong partnership, and we have people growing in the role, just as you mentioned, Alex, growing in the role as Baseload Capital has expanded, and then taking those 3 and the fourth element. So number 1, strong financial partner. You mentioned number 2 was. No, you have to help me.
Was the team and
exactly.
and the knowledge and 3 is definitely sort of the local community and the partnership.
Yeah.
And I think sort of going into the fourth element is now sort of doing your homework, so to speak.
Exactly.
Sort of understanding the area and doing research and understanding the geology. And I think then again, I think being located in Iceland is quite fortunate, because there's a lot of knowledge and understanding of geothermal as a whole, but also and the sort of the overall harnessing and utilization of it in the country.
And that is, I think, the last thing before we dive into the fika. I want to just ask you, how many visitors have you had at Kopsvatn geothermal power plant? Approximately.
Countless. There have been countless visits.
Yeah.
And I think we've been, it's been immensely entertaining to get those visitors. I would be afraid to give you a number, but it's into the thousands.
It's into the thousands.
Yeah.
And what type of visitors have you had? If you look at from students up to.
Well, up to royalty.
Yeah.
Up to royalty. Yeah, we were, and as you well know, we had the good fortune of receiving a visit from the Crown Princess of Sweden.
Yeah.
Back in 2019, as I recall.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is big, and I can tell you now we need to go into the fika. But, which one do you think she would pick, and which one will you pick today, Hermann?
Oh, that's a good question. They all look.
Will you go with the French, or will you go with the Swedish style? Yeah. You have the pain au chocolat, and you have kanelbulle. Which one?
Well, this one looks quite fetching, so.
And then I go with the Swedish style, kanelbulle. Okay, let's have a bite.
Yep. Looks very appetizing.
I think you will make it more messy than me.
Yeah. looks great. Yep.
Sweet as always.
Yep. Excellent.
Excellent. So thank you for coming to the Hermann, and we would love you to send your questions so we can make more episodes and tell you more about what we do at Baseload Capital. So please like, subscribe, and share this content. Thank you.
Thank you.